Hello, it's me, Josh Hunter. I'm on the planet Earth, and you know, I got a couple of ways that I process things, and I try to be as efficient as possible. I don't always allow myself to know, like, when I'm upset, and you know, if I can't deal with it, I compartmentalize and I just put it away for later. But I don't know, I get the sense that I may have, I don't know, I kind of felt something like break a little bit, if that makes sense. So here's what's going on. So anyway, I was sitting down on 3rd Street Promenade, and there's this guy. He comes up and he starts to, you know, first he plugs in, you know, there's like a little outlet there. And then, you know, he had come by like the previous day, or like two days previous, and as soon as he came around, I'm like, ah, man, I don't want anything to do with this, and I walked away. So I came again today, or I mean, he came again today, and I thought, okay. And then, so he had like one of those, you know, those ventilator masks, or not the ventilator, but he had like one of the masks that people are wearing for the virus thing, and but then he lit up a cigarette, and I thought, boy, that's kind of contradictory. And then I thought, okay, well, whatever, you know, I'm not gonna say anything. Then he left this mess of just peanuts like all over the ground. Like there's like just a mess of peanut shells. I'm like, what? Like this is some type of like a baseball game or something. And then there's like this place where you wash your hands, like a portable hand washing thing or whatever. And he just went over and he just pissed right on it. He just pissed all over this thing. And I thought, and that was it. I have a certain amount of patience. Like, I have a certain amount of patience for like human behavior. Like there's a limit, and it has to be replenished. There has to be something to replenish it, and it's replenished by fucking like comfortable rest. So, you know, I saw him do this. I'm like, dude, what? And I went up to him like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, you know, I personally don't really believe in this virus. I mean, I kind of think it'll probably end up being a placebo, but I don't assume that I know everything. I still respect the rules and regulations that has been set out before me. You know, for the public. And he's just pissing on this thing that is for people to wash their hands, to keep themselves clean. Like this. And this type of behavior, if it was just him, I would say, oh, dude, that's no problem, dude. It's just that's an isolated incident. But it's like, okay, not every person is an asshole. Okay, but, and you know what? There are a lot of people that I see during the day who don't do asshole things. And sometimes it's not as easy to notice, you know, someone not being an asshole. But these people are not, who are they? Who are these people? Like, where did their brains go? What happened? People used to be cool. Like, back in the late 90s and the early 2000s, people were cool. And they've just been, like, steadily getting less and less cool. And I don't know what to do. Like, I'm somewhat frustrated. And I don't, you know, when I'm frustrated, like, there are a lot of fucking energy vampires around here. Okay? I got a body covered in lice, so I know a thing or two about vampires. And these people, they can't, they're not thinking. They're not thinking. They're not using their brain. They're leaning on every fucking thing, on their friends, on their family, you know, music, TV. They're just singing their way through everything. When I say singing, I mean, like, all right, I'm not a rapper, but when you do freestyle, that's not necessarily like your brain working. I mean, that's you know, it's matching. Okay, you match, you rhyme, you know, cognitive mapping, you know, that type of thing. It's a memorized process. I'm guessing. Sorry, I'm just using that as an example. I'm saying generally in music when you just riff. And what's going on, to me anyway, is that these people are singing. Like, they're just like oh, you know, the song. This is the song. We're just gonna sing this song. And I'm telling you guys, you gotta stop singing. Okay? I am not the villain from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I am I am sincerely requesting that the singing cease, because there is anyway. So I gotta tell you, right now I'm officially out of patience, and I'm not gonna, you know, I can't like throw a punch. I'm not gonna like try and like do anything, but I always have an opportunity to like stand in the way, or at least like kind of say, oh, you know, this shouldn't happen. But if I have no more patience, so like I gotta let certain things slide now that I normally wouldn't. Okay, so you know, there are things that I see and I'm like, oh, I guess I'll do something about that. And now I'm not going to. And you might say, well, what things? It will become very obvious to what I have turned a blind eye to. There will be no doubt in your mind, like if you ever see this video, like, oh, that's what he was talking about when he said he's not going to do anything. I've had it. Like, the behavior is atrocious. The behavior of human beings is atrocious. Especially young people. Especially young people. People under the age of 30 are just, I don't know what's going on with you guys, but you, you know, I don't know. I don't know. So, I gotta pull back. And I'm just not gonna, you know, anyway. There's this thing I've been practicing. I don't practice it, but I don't assume, I don't take my life for granted, and I assume that I could die at any time. That just like some random, because the type of fights that I get into, like when I say fight, I don't mean like punching and kicking. I mean, it's like someone disagrees with me and then they just start yelling. And so I disagreed with this guy. I don't know if I was yelling, but like whenever someone asks me for a cigarette and I just say like, I don't want to hear it, and then they get upset like because I won't give them a straight answer or something, and they don't. So anyway, I'm always prepared to die. Like I can't in this world. Like if people's brains are just gonna be not used and people are just gonna continue up, I don't expect to be like living in some safe place, like because people are going nuts, or they're going lazy nuts. I don't mean like the kind of nuts that's the result of like super stress, like just like laziness. Like I can't believe people don't know what to do with their spare time. Like they're indoors, okay, and they're just like, oh, what do I do with my day? Anyway, so I've been preparing just in case I get like killed suddenly, but like just like enough, like I mean, if I don't get like shot in the head or something, but if like I just like if I somehow like enter into some dangerous situation and I die, like my last words, like I want it to be like kind of my last words, I want it to be like all right. So if I'm like, you know, suddenly, you know, shot or, you know, stabbed to death, I don't want it to happen, but if it does, you know, I want my last words to be, I guess the joke's on me. And I want it to be like some cryptic thing. It's like, what do you mean the joke's on you? Like that's what I want. Like, I mean, if anybody happens to be nearby and listening, I want that to be like the last thing that I say is like, I guess the joke's on me. And so I'm hoping like that'll be my final gift to whatever. You know, the animal that I kind of have the most sympathy for is the great white shark. When I see a shark, like especially a great white shark, like I cannot. I mean, it looks like such the personification of rage, just absolute rage. And like when I look into a shark's eyes, I don't know. I guess I'm too sympathetic or whatever, but it looks like not only is. And the suffering of rage, the suffering of being in such a rage, just there's nothing you can do about it. You're just always like the viciousness of a shark is I don't know. It's hard to ignore, And, you know, when I look into its eyes, I think, man, it's like its eyes are already seeing the point where it is more angry than it already is. And I don't know, I don't know if I should. I want the shark to feel better, but I don't know if I can afford to help out the animals. I don't know if I can afford to help them not, because I don't know what the laws are regarding, you know, the treatment of animals ultimately. I'm not talking about, like, you know, man-made laws, just like the general rules of existing and being a living being with a beating heart. But you know, I'm obviously, I'm gonna try and, you know, I'll keep up my good spirits and everything, but and now I'm not gonna have beer for a while because they won't let you in. They won't let you into 7-Eleven without a mask, and I'm not wearing a mask. I mean, if I get the opportunity to fucking, I think it's more important to show who you're loyal to. But you know, different strokes for different folks, right? So anyway. You know, I remember one time I was talking to this guy, and he was like, you know, I've traveled all over the world, but the thing about it in California, like, people always, like, or in Southern California, LA, like, they always want to get right up next to you. You know, they never, like, you could be, like, in the middle of the sewer, like, in the deepest, darkest, dankest spot, and you'll find someone who, down there, who wants to be right the fuck next to you. And this is the thing that's been bothering me, like, kind of the most. Like, I don't have a house. I don't have a bed to sleep on. Like, nobody wants to hang out with me, and that's fine. People don't have to, I mean, the people not wanting to hang out with me is fine. That's their right. My personality is only geared to people who already like me. My personality is designed for people who already like me. But, you know, just the fact that people are just, like, so loud about how much they don't like me. They are so loud about how much they don't care about me. And yet they still get right the fuck up next to me. Like, do you realize what's going to happen? Okay? Well, okay, if you believe, just look at the fucking numbers. Okay? If there's such a thing as karmic law, where things have to return to you that you send out, and all these people are trying to get as close to me as fucking possible, and I am not trying to get close to anyone, guess what has to happen then? Okay, something or some part of my life is gonna have to get very close to a lot of people. Do you understand? Like, I spend months, years, just trying to have a space where people are not intruding, and they won't stop. And this, like, what has to happen if that type of energetic motion is constant? You know, what you do, you know, what you do to others gets done to you. What you send out comes back to you. If that is a true thing, and there has to be an order, right? That means people have been needlessly invading my privacy for like 8 years. If I deserve to have privacy, and people are constantly invading it, what must happen to everyone? Okay, well then you might say, oh, well, Josh, well, what about all the... I can't speak for other homeless people, okay? Because most of the homeless people I know, they want to get right up next to you. Like, I don't know what it is about... I don't know, I feel sorry for the people. Like, I feel sorry for you guys. I feel sorry for all of you. Like, I don't know... I don't know how you guys can live like this. How you can live like these types of lives where you just... I don't know what to do. Like, it's like I said, it's going to be very plain. It's going to be very clear as to what I'm talking about. You know? And I'm talking about, like, I don't know how long. Less than 2 years? Definitely less than... might even be a couple of months. My guess is about a year. And it's gonna... I don't know what to do. Thanks for watching.